everyone, welcome to our reading with vocabulary lesson. We have a non-fiction book today. It is titled Getting Around by Plane. And I don't see the author on the front cover, so I'm going to look at the spine to see if it can give me more information. It says Getting Around by Plane. I see our title. And if we look down here, there's our author, Cassie Meyer. It's our author today. Before we get started on that nonfiction book, let's take a look at some vocabulary. Our first two vocabulary words are the words transportation and travel. Transportation and travel. Transportation is a way to move people or things from one place to another. Transportation. Transportation is a way to move people or things from one place to another. Our next vocabulary word is the word travel. Travel means go from one place to another, especially to someplace far away. Travel. Travel means go from one place to another, especially to someplace far away. Okay, looking at our two pictures, please point to the picture that you think shows the vocabulary word transportation. Okay, now please point to the picture that you think shows the word travel. Okay, is this the picture that you chose for the word transportation? Right. Transportation is a way to move people or things from one place to another. So transportation is the things that are moving us. This skateboard is moving this boy right here. This wagon is moving these teddy bears. This car is moving these people. And this tram, or maybe it's like the light rail in Seattle, is moving those people as well. So they're actual things that are moving somebody from place to place. And is this the picture that you chose for the word travel? Oops. Right. Travel. Travel means go from one place to another, especially to someplace far away. So traveling, there's also a form of transportation in this picture, but you can see these people in the car have suitcases on top of their car, so they're probably traveling someplace, maybe far away, because they have to spend the night. They have bags up here ready for an overnight trip. Okay, our next two vocabulary words are the word land and depart. Land and depart. Land means come down from the air to the ground or to water. Land. Land means come down from the air to the ground or to the water. Depart. Depart means leave a place. Depart. Depart means leave a place. Would you please point to the picture that you think shows the word, our vocabulary word, land? Land. Now, would you please point to the picture that you think shows the word depart? Depart. Okay. Is this the picture that you chose for the word land? Right. Land means come down from the air to the ground or to the water. You can see these two kids are landing from the monkey bars. So they were up in the air, and then they let go, and they landed down on the ground. Did you choose this word for the word depart? Right. Depart means leave a place. In this picture, you can see this family. It looks like they're leaving a supermarket or a grocery store because you can see the word exit up here. They're going out to the door. They're exiting. Right, those are our 4 vocabulary words for our book. So that means that we are ready to start Getting Around by Plane by Cassie Mayer, or Meyer. Mayer or Meyer, I'm not sure. Oh, and if we couldn't see her name on the cover, we could have also looked on the front title page. Let's see her name. Oh, remember we talked about in nonfiction books, sometimes you'll find a table of contents. That is where they'll tell you maybe the chapter titles or the subjects, the different things that you are going to find in your book. And it will also tell you a page number. So you can say, I really want to know about working on planes. I need to go to page 12. And then you could turn to page 12. We're going to read the whole book today. So we're just going to start right at Getting Around by Planes. Oh, and there it is. And it said, page 4, Getting Around by Plane. Every day, people move from place to place. That reminds me of our vocabulary word. Travel, people moving from place to place. Some people move by plane. What are some other ways that people move by? Think to yourself or listen and whisper to somebody. What are some other ways that people travel by? What transportation? Ooh, another vocabulary word. Which transportation? What are some things, transportation, that you can think of that people travel by? Tell me, what are some things? I was hearing a couple. Yeah, cars. We said a couple in our vocabulary word. Scooters, bikes. There was trains. There's lots of ways. Taxis. Lots of transportation. We're going to be talking about planes today, but there's lots of different ways lots of different transportation to travel by. Oh, and here's our next title or next chapter. What planes carry? Planes carry people. Planes carry cargo. You can see in this picture, the plane, there are people in line ready to get on the plane. Planes carry people. And here we can see a picture caption because it's showing us what is in this picture. You can see cargo, and it's pointing, labeling line, pointing to the cargo. Cargo is things that there's food could be cargo. Sometimes animals can be cargo. If you're traveling with animals that are too big, sometimes they need to go down in what's called the cargo hold. That's where you put your suitcases. And when you get packages in the mail, sometimes they're cargo as well. So sometimes our packages come by plane. Oh, our next chapter, How Planes Fly. Planes have engines to help them fly. We can see here, we have another labeling line to the word engine, pointing to, you can see this plane has 1, 2 engines on this side. It also has 1, 2, if you saw it, it's folded in the corner, but it looks like there's another engine right there. So this plane has 4 engines in total. Our next one says, planes have wings to help them fly. Kind of like a bird. Birds need wings to help navigate or move through the air. And you can see labeling line to our word wing. Planes take off on runways. Taking off, another word for that is a vocabulary word that we just saw, the word depart. Depart means leave a place. A plane departing. Have you ever seen a plane depart or land? Ooh, another vocabulary word. Have you ever seen a plane depart or land? Would you put a check mark in the air if you've seen that before? Maybe you've seen it in real life. Maybe you've seen it on TV. Right, yeah, a lot of people have seen a plane take off or depart or land. Let's see. Planes land on runways. We can see a plane taking off or departing, and a plane landing. So they have a diagonal line when they're taking off. They don't just take off like a rocket like this. They have to take off gradually in a diagonal line. And they have to do the same thing when they're landing. They have to go down in a diagonal line. Because if they went straight down, that would be very bad. Okay. Working on planes. Pilots fly planes all over the world. See there's the pilots. And planes always have a pilot and a co-pilot if they're big passenger or cargo planes. So if a pilot needs to sleep or if there's an issue, the pilot can go and then the co-pilot can take over and fly the plane. Sometimes with smaller planes, they don't have co-pilots because they're usually doing smaller trips, not as long trips. Flight attendants help passengers on planes. Excuse me. Raise your hand if you've been on a plane before. I see a few hands. Raise your hand if you don't think you've been on a plane before. Yeah, some people have never in their life been on a plane before, and that's okay. Some people choose not to, and some people just don't have the time. There's lots of reasons why people choose not to be or can't fly on a plane. I know for myself, I have a hard time flying on planes because it hurts my ears. So I don't like to fly on planes as much just because it can hurt my ears sometimes with the pressure, because when you go up, the plane has a lot of pressure going up and that puts pressure on my ears. Where planes fly. Planes fly over cities. I know I've seen lots of planes fly over Seattle. They fly over my apartment all the time and they're very loud. Planes fly over the country. Sometimes when you're in a plane, you can look out through the window and see out and you can see mountains and forests and oceans. When you're up so high, you get a really good bird's eye view, like what we were talking about so long ago. Oh, December with Miss Schellenberger when she did her the snowman crafternoon, and we talked about bird's eye view, looking down on something, a new perspective. Planes fly over mountains, like I was just saying, and planes land on water. This plane is called a float plane. You can see on the bottom, it has these two things called pontoons. Let's say that word 3 times. Pontoons, pontoons, pontoons. That's kind of an interesting word. These pontoons help the plane float on the water so that it can land on water and take off on the water. When I am in Alaska, I have taken planes, float planes, so that we get on in the water and then we take off or depart from the water and then we land in the water too. Oh, and planes also can land on ships. You can see in this picture here, there are planes landing on this. It's called an aircraft carrier because another name for a plane is an aircraft. And this boat is called an aircraft carrier, or the ship. Planes help fight fires. You can see there, during those forest fires, when the really hot months happen in Australia and California, all over the world, planes help during those forest fires, and they drop this stuff, this red stuff that comes out that blankets or goes on top of the fires and helps make them go away or take them out. Planes take you high above the clouds. It's a very pretty picture. And they take you back down again. Oh, that's our word. We saw depart and land. Taking you back down. Ooh, this is interesting. Our nonfiction book is also giving us some plain vocabulary that we heard in the story, our book. This is the tail of the plane, and they're using labeling lines. We know how to do that. There's a picture of the wing and the labeling line. The engine, oh, that's kind of interesting because we saw the engine from the front in the other page, and this is the engines from the side. And then this area up here is called the cockpit. That's where the pilot and the co-pilot fly the plane from. On this page, it gives us picture glossary. So it's giving us some of those key vocabulary words that we heard in there. That is our, oh, one more page. There's the index. You can see those vocabulary words. If you want to find where they are in the book, you can look at the index and look at, I want to find cargo in my book. You look cargo, page 7. Okay, that is our nonfiction book for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, everyone.